So obviously I'm Joe Seabright, founder of GS Solutions, along with my co-founder Kieran. We set up about 5 months ago now, and the aim of what we're doing is to support managed services and IT specialist agencies through their scale hiring. So we've got an arm of the business that does a lot of permanent recruitment, so your higher end cloud, DevOps, infrastructure, networking, and then project services, which is an area that I look after predominantly. That's mostly project scale up, so contract staffing, whether it be SOW based or contingent staffing just on daily rates. Background, did a lot of this for about 5 or 6 years for agency, and then prior to that got into it for about a year somewhere else, where I headed up infrastructure and networking, so long-standing experience in the market, and just wanted to take it through to a different level with us too, and we started, as I say, 5 months ago, and so far it's going well.
And over the past 5 months, you've had a great start and you're breathing down the neck of some of Recruit Hub's quick start sales records. What are some of the key reasons for this, do you think?
I think, to be honest with you, just urgency and delivery for the first couple of months. So I spoke with obviously some of the founders of Recruit Hub and got an idea of what those records were, and we quickly tried to get an understanding of how we could beat them and get pretty close. So we had a really, really good first month. Except the month just gone, it's been our best month yet. So I think getting out of the blocks, we were both really keen to, try and get up and running as quickly as possible, get a name out there. So I think just delivery. We do very traditional ways of business development through the job spotting, speaking to clients, etc. So just backing up what you're saying and delivery. So there was some pretty late nights to start with that led to some quick wins. And then going forward, it's just chasing core market. You haven't got that many hours in a day, so we only really go after the niche. And once you get into a specific kind of clientele and candidates that you work with, it's the ball rolls, and it's been pretty continuous in terms of the deals coming through.
Yeah. And once you launched with the Recruit Hub platform, how quickly were you able to engage clients and focus on revenue? How important has that been in terms of the pace of the company's growth?
Yeah, it was really quick. Day one, to be fair, prior to obviously setting up through the platform, we'd gone out and got some of the licenses for the job boards and things like that. So, the days leading up to the launch, we were already, on the phones and trying to drum up something so that when we had that platform to be able to go, right, here's our CRM, here's our website, etc. We had something to get the ball rolling quickly, which I think was a big part of the early success. Typically when you're setting something up, and I know a lot of people who have set up, you have a 6-week run rate perhaps to do all that back office admin and things. So yeah, from day one, we were up and running. I think we did our first deal, before the end of the first week, which was a quick turnaround contract, and then we had a few quick wins that first couple of weeks. So it definitely was helpful with the pace of getting started.
Yeah. And did you explore other potential launch options? What influenced your decision in the end?
I had a look at a few. So there are a number of platforms that offer similar products, and your individual investors who are like recruitment founders and things like that. I spoke to a number. The key things really, first thing was the equity share. No one else really offered something that wasn't taking a big chunk, as well as the sort of cost of it. They were probably the most competitive that I've spoken to, bar a couple who were offering much less of a comprehensive service. That coupled with the tools. So, you get access to a lot of the automation tools that otherwise would cost an arm and a leg. And then to be fair, I watched a couple of these videos. So there was a couple of guys who I watched, giving sort of statements on the first couple of months, and that accompanied with several MS Teams calls with, Edmund and Simon and the guys was what clinched it. But it comes just down to the service, the offering, and at the end of the day, the fee involved with it was all really the best there was.
Yeah. And you've had a lot of positive feedback on your brand and your website. What was the experience like of building that with the Recruit Hub team?
Very, very helpful. I'm no creative, to be honest with you. I'm not a massively creative type, and neither is my business partner. So we did lean on Val and the team quite a lot for that. But we gave it, a synopsis of what we want it to look like. We want this color scheme. We want to make it clear that we're servicing managed services, etc. And they came back really quickly on all our comments. We had about 3 or 4 draft websites, if you like, before we made the final decision. I think our only input, other than the basics, was we like this stock image, we like that stock image, and they were able to bring together something that we really liked in the space of about a week and a half, probably, of back and forward, emails and sort of draft website. So it was really, really helpful.
Yeah. And one last question. There are hundreds of great recruiters wondering what if, as they think about following the examples set by people like you. What advice would you share with them?
I would say just do it. You know, there's no huge risk if you're using a platform whereby you don't have to put loads of, you know, initial costs in place. So that's a big factor if you want to get off the ground and you haven't got, you know, absolutely stacks and stacks of money to see you through. But I think it's one of those things, you know, I considered doing it for probably 2 or 3 years, and the timing was right to do it now, but I don't think that was ever going to go. And I think if you're someone that considers it regularly, you know, and you're looking around and you're thinking, you know, I'm billing silly money, you know, I'm not getting paid enough. The fact is that's unlikely to change if you're working with an agency. So if you've got the itch and you've got the ability to bill, you know, a decent amount, then there's no real risk. So I would say just go for it. And if you've got a backing behind you to help with the early days, it's only all the better.
Amazing.